we don't need these two. We don't need these contexts in our home page, and we have to remove these imports again. Okay. So what we need to do here, we need to go ahead and open and create a new component inside of our component folder, and we are going to call it home header. Okay. So in this component, that's where we are going to be getting our location and do the stuff that we were doing in our home page. We just want to keep our home page clean and just separate every component from our page so that we can just import components as components. Okay, we don't want unnecessary code in there. So the first thing that we need to do in here is to create the component itself. So we have our component right here and we have a view. So we need to get rid of this text. But before we get rid of the text, what we should do here, let's just save and go to our home page. In our home page, right at the top, like that's after this view 2. What we need to do, we need to import this home header, okay, like that. So let's say we have this text, so we have our header here. So I'm going to remove this text from here because we don't need it as yet, but we're going to put something there in a little bit. We need to provide style. So our style here, we're just going to put our style inside of the view. So the first thing that we need, the first style that we need is flex direction. We need to create a row. Okay. After creating a row, we need to justify the content of this row. So we're going to use justify content, and our justify content is going to be space between, like that. Okay. So inside, we're going to require another view. This view is going to wrap around 2 of our components, because what we need to do here, we need to have 2 components inside of our header. So one of the component that we're going to have here is going to be a row as well. So it's supposed to be a row inside of a row and another component. So the first row is being counted as one component. So the space between our property, this space between property will work fine because we have one component on the left, like the far side of the left side, and we'll have the other one at the end. Okay, so it's bezel to bezel. We don't want it to be within. So here, let's go ahead and have our style. In this style, we have to get it from these styles that we're importing here. So we're going to create our style in here. So first we need to access these styles, and the style that we're going to create, we're going to call it outer style. So let's go ahead and create this outer style here. So we need to create the style object. After creating the style object, now we need to set the properties of the outer style. So the first thing that we're going to have is margin bottom. So we're going to have a margin bottom of 10. After the margin bottom, we're going to have margin horizontal. We need to have a little bit of space from the bezel, okay, from the bezels of the screen. So our header have to be like inside a little bit. So let's have margin horizontal, and we're going to give it a margin horizontal of 20. After that, we're going to have flex direction. This one has to be a row as well. So we're going to use flex direction, and the prop that we're going to use in here is row, not column, like that. So we are done with our outer style. Right now, we need to go ahead and work inside of this view. Okay, so inside this view, we're going to have an asset image. So our asset image, we're going to design a component that we're going to reuse throughout the application when we're dealing with asset images. Okay, so in our components, we're going to create a new file, and we're going to call it asset image, like that. And it has to be a JSX file.